We are right here at Maseno University here for the 17th congregation, and we have a variety of graduates here today, totaling to 3,228. And on my right, we have the Doctor of Philosophy graduates, and then the next tier are Master's graduates, and then we move to the Bachelor's graduates.
Let's have the national anthem, the East African Community Anthem, and Maseno University Anthem in that order.
and calmly on the beauteous land of Kenya, on the shores of Lake Victoria. There was a fount of knowledge in the varsity, green and calmly. In Maseno, what is pleasure, for to flourish we do treasure, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator. In the arts and culture's nurture, to preserve and change when need be, our values and things of splendor for the present, for and the future. In the arts and culture's nurture, to preserve and change when need be, our values and things of splendor for the present, for and the future. In Maseno, what is pleasure, for to flourish we do treasure, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator. In techniques that we do cherish, we adopt to needs of culture, in social dynamic matrix, in the politics of construction. In techniques that we do cherish, we adopt to needs of culture, in social dynamic matrix, in the politics of construction. In Maseno, what is pleasure, for to flourish we do treasure, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator. In Maseno, what is pleasure, for to flourish we do treasure, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator, and forever we shall be shining in the varsity on the equator.
Let us remain standing for a word of prayer. First, from Right Reverend Professor David Kodia, the Bishop of the Diocese of Bondo, and then from Sheikh Yusuf Ramadan Kibwana from the Jamia Mosque, Kisumu.
In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our gracious Lord and Savior, we are gathered here this morning to celebrate with our sons and daughters, relatives and friends, the historic moment in their life. It is our bounden duty to give honor and glory unto you for the long journey you have walked with them, giving unto them your spirit of intellect, wisdom, and courage to do that which appertains to their vocation. We cannot forget the generosity of your grace that enabled most of them to successfully complete their course of studies with all other difficulties notwithstanding. Gracious Lord, we want to reflect deeply on our heritage of hope, invested in them even when the going became tough and tortuous. We thank you and adore you for opening unto them a new chapter in their life history. We also want to give thanks unto you for the university administration and the entire faculty for their relentless commitment to impart knowledge to these graduates. May you continue to fill them with your divine knowledge and wisdom as they carry out their research and thus promoting excellence in our education system. Great Lord, all silver and gold are all yours. And as we celebrate this graduation ceremony with joy, We also want to pray that you unlock every gate of job opportunity for them that are going to graduate. Grant unto them that honor your name, the abundance of your promises, and bestow unto them that good favor of your love and protection. May this occasion be a moment of encountering your face and peace that passes all understanding, and that the meaning of it be anchored on faith in your living and eternal grace. Bless the university leadership and endow them with sound policies and commitment to discharging their mandate without fear or favor for the glory of your name. Secure this university, O Lord, with your continued presence as you grant unto all of us the right to claim our positions in our beloved country, Kenya. May our prayer be acceptable unto thee, O Lord, for in Jesus Christ we pray and believe. Amen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. O Allah, we sincerely thank you for having made us gather here today on this wonderful occasion. O Allah, we have congregated here not for any other reason but to celebrate the graduation of our sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, husbands, spouses. O Allah, make this day a wonderful one, filled with joy and happiness. Shower us with your abundant blessings. Make it to be remembered as long as we live. We humbly ask you, O Allah, to teach all the students how to number their days and grant them wisdom. We know for sure that whoever has been given wisdom has certainly been given much good. O Allah, to you belong the best names, so we invoke you by them to guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed favor, not of those who have earned your anger or those who are astray. O Allah, guide our leaders and give them wisdom. Save our nation and bestow upon us peace and tranquility. O Allah, forgive us, have mercy, and you are the best of the merciful. O Allah, enable us to be grateful for your favor which you have bestowed on us. O Allah, after this ceremony, make our journey back safe, full of joy. I conclude my prayers by saying, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim, Ghairil maghdubi alayhim, Waladhdallin. Amin, amin, amin. Shukran.
Thank you very much, Bishop and Sheikh. Remain standing for the next communication from the Vice Chancellor, Maseno University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the fulfillment of Section 38(3)(a) of the Universities Act 2012, Section 9(1) of the Charter of Maseno University, and Section 2.6b(1) and Section 15(1)(a) of Maseno University Statutes 2013, I declare this assembly the 17th congregation of Maseno University.
Remain standing as the Chancellor now takes his seat, and the Principal Secretary Education, take your seats. Okay, you can sit, Chairman. Let us all take our seats. Mr. Chancellor, sir, as we begin the 17th graduation ceremony of Maseno University, I would like to present to you the Maseno University Band and Choir, and if you allow, they will give us a few items of entertainment, maybe just 2 songs, if you allow. This university band has made us proud in national state events and other cultural feats all over the country. Mr. Chancellor, sir, as they say, there are certain things you cannot learn by correspondence. One of them is swimming. The surest way of getting a disaster is to try and learn swimming by correspondence. In these matters, this is the academic department of creative and performing arts. And in this arts, the best way to demonstrate is by doing. This band and this choir is going to prove to our guests, all graduates, all parents, guardians, friends, relatives, and all distinguished guests that at Maseno, the creative and performing arts can take us places. We just had prayers, but let us now sing and dance to the heavens. Thank you.
Iliyojaa milima na Chuo chetu tunachokipenda pia ya kubuni kazi na wala sio ya kutafuta kazi. Tuwaombeeni maisha mema yaliyojaa heri na fanaka. Balozi wema wa Maseno, chuo chetu tunachokipenda pia ya kubuni kazi na wala sio ya kutafuta kazi. Wahadhiri wetu hoye hoye, mlizoziweka hoye hoye, Mungu abariki kazi yenu. Hoye hoye hoye, wahadhiri wetu hoye hoye, mlizoziweka hoye hoye, Mungu abariki kazi yenu. Baraka zake Mwenyezi ziwe nanyi daima. 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 Tupenda chuo Maseno, chuo chenye busara. 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 Wahadhiri wetu twajivunia. Twajivunia. Wahadhiri wetu twajivunia. Twajivunia. Twasema hongera. Hongera. Twaima hongera. Hongera. Twasema hongera. Hongera. Twaima hongera. Maseno hongera. Mafali wetu twajivunia. Twajivunia. Mafali wetu twajivunia. Mafali wetu twajivunia. Twasema hongera.
lena mwena lena chacha lena dodwa lena Hey.
Kuja soma Maseno.
Kuja soma na sai.
Tole, kuja soma Maseno.
Kuja soma na sai.
Tole, kuja soma Maseno. Kuja soma na ID. Katika. Watu wakaze nyama. Leta mtoto Maseno asome na ID. Leta mtoto Maseno asome na ID. Atagraduate kama sisi. Katika. Kata mtu na wembe sia.
Kata mtu na makaa.
Sema kata mtu na wembe.
Kata mtu na makaa.
Tena kata mtu na wembe.
Kata mtu na makaa.
Twende. Yabo. Shoki. Yabo. Shoki. Yabo. Shoki. Shoki.
Let's give another round of applause, please. Mr. Chancellor, sir, in this country, in the history of education, there's a long-standing debate of who is better, whether a teacher or a doctor. And it used to be a teacher is better than a doctor. If teachers can teach people to do what we have just seen here, I think that should lock that debate. Mr. Chancellor, sir, if you allow, may we now go into speeches, and we will have a communication from an alumni, and then the Vice Chancellor shall address the congregation, followed by the Chairman of Maseno University Council, Principal Secretary, State Department of University Education, and then the Chairman of Council shall call upon the Chancellor to address us. In that order, Mr. Chairman. Alumni?
The Chancellor, Maseno University, Dr. Maisel Joseph, the Chair, University Council, Professor Abdullah Said, Vice Chancellor, Maseno University, Professor Julius Nyabundi, distinguished guests, graduates, and all protocol observed. Good morning. Good morning once again. I am Edna Amondi Assessor Alwatch, an alumna of this great university, who graduated with a Master's of Education degree in Education Administration in the year 2012. I feel honored and enchanted to be standing here today, representing the alumni of Maseno University on this occasion of 17th graduation ceremony of our alma mater. I imagine you graduates must be feeling what we felt several years ago when we graduated. It is a marvelous feeling, especially when you know you are graduating from this great institution. Receive greetings from Maseno University Association, MOA, and congratulations, graduates. Within the next hour, all of you will become members of an elite organization, the Maseno University Alumni Association. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the association as you look back on your experiences here at Maseno University. We hope that you take with you pride and affection that all of us in the Alumni Association have for this place. Today, you begin a new role as graduate and alumnus of Maseno University. That is an ambassador of this university. As an ambassador, you have the opportunity to show the world what your education means to you and fashion your path. For some of you, the path may mean beginning a new career or new job responsibilities. For others, it may mean continuing with your education and research here in Maseno University or other institutions of higher learning. It is imperative that Maseno University has provided a serene environment where you have earned credentials and tools to forge ahead. Leave your mark. Hence, we wish you every success, no matter where the road may lead you. Membership to the Alumni Association has its honors, responsibilities, and privileges. As an alumni, we all have the greater responsibility of ensuring that Maseno University continues in upward growth. If we look around our campus today, it is amazing to see how facilities, faculty, staff, and students have expanded in number and stature. Under the Vice Chancellor's leadership, we have had such remarkable changes. We, as the alumni, with the university leadership, we will ensure we continue to make Maseno University superior. We should all be excited because excellence and growth in the university translates to excellence and growth in the value of the degrees you receive today. I therefore urge you to become active participants in our Alumni Association, learn about it, keep in touch with friends and colleagues. Finally, on behalf of the Alumni Association, I congratulate you on your individual accomplishments and challenge each one of you to join hands with us in continuing to build Maseno University to make it greater. I know you will use your wealth of knowledge and culture to help our great country and the world at large, knowing you will never forget our alma mater. And with this, I want to leave you with a quote by Mark Twain that says, "Whenever you find yourself in the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect." God bless you. God bless Maseno University. Congratulations, the class of 2017. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would just want to inform you that we have sign language interpreters, Dr. Kaj, Dr. Nyokabi, Simon Angira, Elsie, and Stephen on the right. So for those who need that kind of assistance, it is going on.
stabilize it properly. The Chancellor of Maseno University, Dr. Michael Joseph, Chancellors of sister universities present, Principals, Secretary, Ministry of Education, State Department of University Education, Professor Colette Soda, Chairman, Maseno University Council, Professor Abdallah Naji Said, chairpersons of other university councils present, members of Maseno University Council, members of other university councils present, vice chancellors of sister universities, and I can see a few here, deputy vice chancellors of Maseno University and deputy vice chancellors of other sister universities who may be here, members of Maseno University Senate, members of Maseno University Management Board, staff, parents and guardians, family and friends, students and graduates. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me, on behalf of management, Senate, staff and students of Maseno University, to welcome you to the university on this graduation square, on this auspicious occasion of the 17th graduation ceremony. We feel greatly honored by your presence. A number of colleagues from sister universities have joined us in this function. We also have various leaders and other stakeholders in solidarity with us here today. May I therefore take the opportunity to recognize the presence of some of these guests. I want to recognize the presence of the Vice Chancellor of Masai Mara University, Professor Walingo. Professor Walingo is sitting next to me here. She is a long-serving friend and staff and professor of Maseno University. Welcome, Professor Walingo. I also want to welcome Professor Geoffrey Muluvi, the Vice Chancellor of Southeastern Kenya University, who has come all the way from Kitui. Thank you very much, Professor Muluvi. We appreciate your support to us. May I also introduce Professor Daniel Mugendi. Professor Mugendi is the Vice Chancellor of Embu University. Thank you very much, Daniel, for coming all the way to be in solidarity with us. I also want to recognize the presence of Professor Emily Akuno, who has represented the Vice Chancellor of Cooperative University. In addition to that, of course, we also want to recognize the presence of County Secretary, Dr. Olango Nuri, who is representing the governor in this function. Next to him is a long-term friend of Maseno and currently the Education County Executive. Welcome, Professor. We want to congratulate you. Dr. Ugone was a long-time lecturer at Maseno University. We hope that you will represent us well at the level of the county. We are looking for cooperation and collaboration with the county government, and we hope that seeing you there and then seeing Dr. Olango Nodi, who also happens to be the chairman of Maseno School, I think we're in good hands. I have not forgotten. May I also introduce Professor Dickson Nyariki. Mr. Nyariki is not here. Mr. Nyariki, where's Mama? No, you've come a long way. Professor Nyariki is the Vice Chancellor of Murang'a University. So, ladies and gentlemen, in Maseno, you know that we have friends out there, and we appreciate them for that. Mr. Chancellor, sir, once again, on behalf of management, Senate, and staff and students of Maseno University, I'm grateful that you have taken your time to be with us this morning. I'm also very grateful to the Principal Secretary, Professor Colette Suda, for having taken time out of her very busy schedule to share with us in these celebrations. You may not know, but there are 5 other graduations today. When the Principal Secretary has chosen to be with us, we feel honored and we are grateful. Hata makofi ya kuona jamani. May I at this juncture, in my remarks, on behalf of Senate management, heartily congratulate all the graduates of 2017 on attainment of the goal for which they were admitted to the university. As the Vice Chancellor and Chair of the Senate, I know the rigor that the Senate has put you through before we finally certified you to be arrayed with the garments that you are donning today. We congratulate you heartily for that achievement. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed happy to present to you today the following graduates: 48 PhDs, 204 masters, 43 postgraduate diplomas, 2,778 bachelor's degrees, 160 diplomas, and 27 certificates. This is a total of 3,260 graduates in the 2017 congregation at Maseno University this Friday, 15th of December 2017. They were duly passed by the Senate and are here under the seal of the University Council. All those that are about to be conferred with bachelor's degrees have information technology forming 30% of their coursework content. In this regard, Maseno University is an institution that equips students with IT knowledge and skills as a way of empowering them to be IT savvy for the present IT-oriented world of work. I thank the lecturers who have gone out of their way to achieve this, offering IT to a total of almost 20,000 students. Mr. Chancellor, it's a daunting task. And since the name of our Chancellor is highly associated with IT, sometimes we think that he's actually the founder of IT in this country. So when we're asking for 1,000 or 2,000 computers, you may understand. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before you are men and women tutored under the keen watch of dedicated academic staff in all the 14 schools of Maseno University and the Institute of Gender Studies. Maseno University is a mature institution with a high population of senior academic and administrative staff well poised to pursue the university vision of the University of Excellence in discovery and dissemination of knowledge. I know that the Commission of University Education Regulations require that for somebody to teach the university, you need to have a PhD. Madam PS, I want to share with you that we are not challenged in that aspect. About 70% of Maseno lecturers have PhDs. Indeed, Maseno academic staff, students, and alumni continue to excel in various academic spheres. I'm saying that these people are taught by very well-trained men and women, and therefore they are excelling in various spheres of knowledge. I'll share with you one or two examples. I don't know if he's here, but there's a professor here by the name of Matthew Leader. That's not very tall man. He is a plant geneticist in the School of Agriculture and Food Security. And he has developed a maize variety that is genetically resistant to striga. Mr. Chancellor, you may wish to know that striga infestation is the single most important factor limiting maize production in the lake region. And therefore, of course, exposing the lake region to food insecurity. This is a clear example of need-driven research with direct impact on the surrounding community. In my opinion, Mr. Chancellor, sir, this is knowledge-driven corporate social responsibility, a niche that only the university can claim. Most of the time when people talk about corporate social responsibility, people talk about how many times you sweep the streets, how much money you give here and there. We are not a very rich organization, Mr. Chancellor, sir. But we have proved that we can give knowledge-driven solutions as part of our corporate social responsibility. And I think that only a university can do. Pick up a coffee. You university, come on now. We have a researcher who's also a technologist by the name of Boniface Giveri. He may not be here. I'm trying to tell you why you should bring your students to Maseno. Maseno is a world-class university. This technologist, who is also a researcher, is a winner of the Global Climate Launched 4th Edition Award in a competition which took place in Limassol, Cyprus. The emphasis here is global because there were competitors from 27 countries. The idea is based on a technology to obtain liquid fuel from waste material. To place this in the right perspective, Maseno was number one. Second prize went to Switzerland, and third prize went to another institution in Austria. So we are not just competing locally, we are competing globally. Parents, listen. Bring your children to a university that is competing globally. We have a lecturer here by the name Dr. Maurice Silahi. Silahi was declared the world academic champion in medicine in the aspect of forensic science in 2017. He was declared so by International Agency for Standards and Rating through his research published in Journal of Forensic Pathology and co-authored by the Dean of School of Medicine, Professor Dero, and also Professor Ogena, both of them of Maseno University. Mr. Chancellor, that is another world achievement for a world-class university. At the School of Arts and Social Sciences, apart from the large number of trophies won at the Kenya Music Festival, our communication and media alumni Mr. Mark Lowe. You have just heard one of our alumni talking. We have one of our alumni, Mr. Mark Lowe. An institution is judged by its products. Mark Lowe won the 2017 World Press Institute Fellowship to be tenured in the US. He will be joined by a retinue of senior scribes from the Arab world, South America, Asia, Western Europe, and Eastern Europe. Another world-class achievement from Maseno. To further underscore the academic prowess of Maseno, the university won a whole 35 research awards from the just concluded National Research Fund allocations. Recently concluded National Research Fund allocations, Maseno won 35 awards. National Research Fund is a competitive agency for supporting researchers in Kenya. And I believe this was possibly the highest, Professor Chacha. Is there anybody who got anything higher? I think we are the best. And it was not just lecturers. We had also our master students tutored by our own lecturers. Mr. Chancellor, sir, got 18 research awards. That means that they wrote proposals that were competitively awarded. And I can see the soon-to-be Dr. Odwor sitting in there in another capacity. Our PhD students submitted proposals which won 10 awards. Our lecturers won 6 multidisciplinary and multi-institutional awards. These are awards in the region of about 10 million each, about 20 million. And we had one infrastructure support category award, only one, worth about 80 million. But I'm informed that we could have won more were it not for the need to distribute these funds across universities. So, Chancellor, sir, Maseno is world class. These superb works by our scholars and postgraduates rub onto our younger students, just as it should. For the second year running, Maseno University, to a great extent because of innovative work of our students, was judged the best university stand at the Kisumu Regional Agricultural Show. A group of students have just invented an insurance application that offer packages right from our phones. Other students from a broad spectrum of schools and study areas are fine-tuning various kinds of innovations. The examples, Mr. Chancellor, are many. Maseno University has embraced quality and accountable education as the guiding principle, with a conviction that quality sells and that our students are our greatest marketers. We give them good education and they market us to their colleagues as the preferred destination for learning. Chancellor, sir, we believe that when we do a good job, we don't need to go to the press to advertise ourselves. We'll be having a long waiting list of people who want to join Maseno. And Mr. Chancellor, sir, that is the direction we have chosen, and we are following very, very, very keenly. I urge all graduates to be our ambassadors and marketing agencies out there as you appreciate the phenomenal developments currently happening in Maseno. It is in view of the foregoing that in congratulating graduates, I wish on behalf of the Senate and management to highly commend the academic staff who have painstakingly trained and supervised the graduates before they were brought before us today. I thank academic staff and indeed the entire body of staff for commitment to contributing to the development of skilled human capital for this nation and for the community of nations. May I also expressly thank and congratulate the parents, guardians, and other supporters of the graduates before us here. We know that without your participation, these students may not have achieved all that they have achieved today. To all parents, guardians, and sponsors, I wish to say this. The doors to Maseno University are open to all that wish to partake of our strategically packed courses, right from certificate, diploma, postgraduate diploma, master's, and PhD. You are all aware, parents and guardians, that these days you can move from certificate to PhD as long as you follow the right path. There are no cutting corners. The rules are very clear, but the environment, the policy environment is very encouraging. From a certificate, you can do a diploma, you can do a degree, and go all the way to the end. But don't expect to come from a certificate and get a PhD. It doesn't work that way. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I know I'm coming there. Permit me to thank the University Council for being very steadfast in their guidance to Maseno University, as this has enabled us to perform in our very best as an institution of higher learning. The new chairman, Professor Abdallah, has quickly settled his job, and the entire university is benefiting from his long and distinguished and visionary leadership as a scholar and as administrator of international repute. I can share with you that Professor Abdallah, Professor Said, has crisscrossed this world searching for knowledge over the years. He has injected into our midst his internationally acquired etiquette in matters of academic direction and management. Our greatest supporter and sponsor, of course, remains the government of Kenya. Through the Ministry of Education and sister ministries, Maseno derives a steady and dependable support base. To mention but a few, our current and development budget is supported heavily by the government. We have currently ongoing physical developments solely financed by the government. If you look around, you see our library, our expansive tuition block coming up, administration block coming up, or the tuition block for which we just laid the foundation stone, and all the others. However, as you can see, Maseno continues, and you can look at the upper side of the building, of the institution. Maseno continues to depend on old buildings inherited from the precursor institutions and continue to request for enhanced funding to give Maseno a modern facelift. Madam Principal Secretary, it is in our interest to convert some of these buildings into university class buildings like the ones that you have just witnessed. With a little bit of support from what you have seen today, I think we have proved to you that we have the capacity and the interest. We will continue to request facilitation from the government through you. And being that you have been very supportive to us, I believe that our request will be well received. Apart from the Ministry of Education, we receive assistance from various sister ministries and their agencies. The Kenya Urban Roads Authority has just completed the road which you have seen from Maseno Township leading this way to Siriba campus. This is a road which has been unmotorable and an eyesore to some of us for decades. Its completion combines well with the abundant tree cover to give it a very refreshing ambience to the university. We are grateful to Kura for this service. We invited the director, Mr. Kinoti. I don't know if he's here, Engineer Kinoti. It's not with us here. But we do appreciate the support that they have given us. Early, the support that was given, and we, of course, appeal to our peers to follow up with them if they can continue with this road passing through the university. Officially, this one road, all the way from Busia Road to the Maseno Hospital, and we would really wish that we get further support to develop it. Early in the year, the counterpart Ministry of ICT favored Maseno with a visit by none other than the Cabinet Secretary himself, Mr. Joe Mucheru. With the Cabinet Secretary came opportunities to our students. For all this and more, the university fraternity is sincerely grateful. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also enjoy a close and fruitful linkage with a large group of strategic partners, both nationally and internationally. I humbly beg for your indulgence to mention just some of these. First of all, we are grateful to the County of Kisumu, which has supported our School of Medicine, not only by allowing us to use the General Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hostel, but also they've also given us land, about 2 acres of land within the same hostel, in which we intend to build offices and teaching facilities. Please let us appreciate the County of Kisumu. The County Secretary, we are very grateful for this, but Maseno community lacks sewage network. And this is something that, as a county, we have said it before, but I know that with the two of you sitting there, I want to believe that I have listening ears. There is no reason. All these buildings you see in Maseno Township are operating on septic tanks and pit latrines and all those things. We are interested because that is really the bigger hostel for our students. We want to appeal to the county to give Maseno priority, in establishment of a sewage network to serve not only the university, but the bigger community. Maseno is going very fast. With your support, the way we are going, we will be hitting 50,000 students within the next few years. That is a big help to your economy as a county. I want also to remind you that this is the only public university in the county of Kisumu. And I think that is something that the county should not only be proud of, but must support. Because universities grow towns, grow cities, and grow counties. With the 50,000 people coming in, this economy is bursting. And you only need to come here during vacation like we are going now, after Christmas, and you find a ghost town when the students are out there. I want to appeal to you, our county secretary, to pass this message to the governor. But I also know that from your very office, I think this responsibility is a thing that you can easily push. May I also mention that we have enjoyed a good relationship with the American Embassy in Nairobi. And early last year, in May last year, we were favored by a visit by none other than the American Ambassador, His Excellency Robert Godek, who visited Maseno on 10th of May. Sitting with us here, I have two visitors from Finland, the University of Jyväskylä. He can pronounce it better. I wish to recognize the presence of Professor Paavo, who is a professor of psychology. And also our own expert, Dr. Susan Utieno of Finland. With these two people, we are in the process of developing projects for EU funding and also funding by other agencies. The number of other linkages that we have is large. But I want to mention our association with the KEMRI, because KEMRI has very good laboratories. And our School of Medicine, and particularly School of Public Health, has benefited greatly from the facilities at KEMRI. As Chancellor, sir, there are many things that we don't have to buy because they're available in the neighborhood. And in this respect, we have really benefited from KEMRI. So as we grow, we'll continue to benefit for our neighbors. Before I come to the end of my speech, Mr. Chancellor, I want to just to round it up by saying that these linkages have capacitated the university to operate beyond its capacity. When I say that we are using KEMRI, for example, we are saying that there are things we are using here which are not available to us. The same we have done with the University of Nairobi, we have done with the ICPE, we have done with the other international universities, University of Delaware, University of Cape Town, and many others. We have also, through these linkages, hosted a number of seminars and workshops. I want to mention that we have, in the last year, hosted a workshop on international biosecurity in Maseno. We also hosted the 4th Annual Education Research and Evaluation International Conference. We also hosted DAR Scholars National Conference, and we also hosted Africa-wide workshop, namely Advances in Renewable Energy Resources for Africa. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hope that my presentation unveils an institution of higher learning on the path well chosen and one that leads to a bright future to the benefit of all. As I end my remarks, I once more thank you for sparing time to join us in this occasion. And particular, once again, congratulate the graduates for a job well done. Now, go into the world of work and be the best ambassadors for Maseno University. Most importantly, people talk about jobs. You can employ yourself, you can be employed by somebody else, but most importantly, you have the knowledge that can help you to perfect whatever you're doing. Whichever area you choose to compete, please don't allow yourself to be frustrated. With a degree from Maseno University, you cannot sit back at home and claim that you are unemployed. Because as a human being, every day you wake up, you always have something to do. Just do it better, do it well, and let it help you in bettering yourself as a human being. We are also available to welcome all of you who qualify to pursue postgraduate degrees with us. We also welcome all those who have gotten master's degrees to come back for their PhDs. We also welcome those who have got certificates to come back for diplomas, and welcome those who have held the diplomas to come back for their degrees. The Chancellor, as I sit down, may I recognize the just arrival of the Senator for the country, Mr. Outa. May I also recognize the presence of the Deputy Principal of Asumbi TTC, with whom we enjoy a very good relationship. We share students. Most students who come from Asumbi end up coming here to do their degrees. Deputy Principal, we appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. Forgive me if there's anything that I've forgotten.
Chancellor of Maseno University, Dr. Michael Joseph, the Principal Secretary, State Department of University Education, Professor Suda, Chancellors of sister universities present, chairpersons of other university councils present, members of Maseno University Council, members of other university councils present, Vice Chancellor, Maseno University, Professor Julius Nyabundi, Vice Chancellors of sister universities present, Deputy Vice Chancellors of Maseno University, Deputy Vice Chancellors of sister universities present, staff, parents and guardians, family and friends, students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I wish to acknowledge some very complimentary remarks made by the Vice Chancellor on my personality. I am old enough to thank him very much for those complimentary remarks, but perhaps not too old to accept everything that he said. Mr. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of Maseno University Council and on my own behalf, I wish to begin by extending our congratulations and best wishes to the 2017 graduates on their achievements. Our congratulations also go to the teaching staff who have molded them over the period of their study here. We recognize and thank the entire non-teaching staff and other cadres of support staff for their contribution in the nurturing of the graduates at Maseno. The Council highly commends the Vice Chancellor and Management and Senate for their untiring stamina and dedication and for a job well done. I salute my colleagues, council members, for their dedication, guidance to me, and wisdom in executing their responsibilities. I came to Maseno University Council in August this year, met them, got to know them, and I deeply appreciate the immense collegiate work relationship we have developed as council for the benefit of Maseno University and for our country. Our gratitude as a council must also be directed to the benefactors of the graduates who diligently supported them through their studies. These are their parents, guardians, and other sponsors who deserve a big thank you for having chosen to be partners with the university in developing the young men and women we are about to graduate right up to their qualification to join the Kenyan skilled workforce. Training Kenyan youth and in-service training of civil servants has been the tradition of the educational institutions located in this geographical space, part of which is now occupied by the university. Since Christian missionaries landed here over 100 years ago, this has indeed been a fountain of excellence. The history has been that first of a mission to God, then a school, then a government training institute and Sariba College, and then culminating onto a university college, and now, thanks to the ministry, Madam Suda, to a full-fledged university. One of the university's publications identifies the Reverend J.J. Willis as the coiner of the name Maseno over a century ago. Since then, it is a name signifying quality education and excellence in training. Mr. Chancellor, sir, Madam Professor Suda, my standing here today to address you, undergraduates, for the first time as chair of council, rekindles in me some nostalgia. In a great sense, I am an alumnus of this training space that has done Kenya proud over the century. I am humbled that I personally started my journey from this very place, Maseno, at the then Maseno Livestock Improvement Center in April 1961. And I was lodged at Siriba here. Lamentably, we did not see the inside of a classroom. We were laborers. As council, we commit to offer all our energies in seeing to it that management and Senate has all the support they may need from us to enable them provide the very best to students of this university. Towards this, may I add my voice to that of the Vice Chancellor in appealing to the government through the line ministry and through you, Professor, and to all actual and potential partners to generously consider Maseno University in capital funding and in their funding programs, respectively. We all know that offering the best education, quality training, and institutional excellence is a venture that requires not only joint efforts, but widely networked partnerships. Quality and excellence can be expensive, both financially and in required facilities. For us at Maseno to cut alongside the best worldwide, we need to address the huge deficit in financial facilities. As Council, this is an aspect of development for which we shall keep forwarding our appeals to the government for continued and, where possible, enhanced support. The university's funding board should not, therefore, please, tire of our pleas for enhanced funding. We would like to thank the Ministry of Transport, Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, which through Kenya Urban Roads Authority has beautifully upgraded the road from Maseno Township to the gate preceding the one that lets us into Siriba campus, where we are now. The road has come with a cabro-tiled walkway, which has made the walk a pleasure to both staff and students. To the faculties here at Maseno, the Council urges you to double and triple your efforts in attracting research funding to your institution. I'm sure Council is talking to the converted when we say that donor funding is very competitive. Donors will only fund projects and research which will impact the world of scholarship, knowledge acquisition, and application. The emphasis, as the Vice Chancellor alluded to, is on multi-layered, multidisciplinary research. We believe, as I said, that the faculties are fully aware of the evolving competitiveness for the scarce donor funding. The Council, in the same breath, urges management to strive for increased Dean's Committee research grants for the staff to promote increased upward movements through research and publications. That productivity is also in the vision of our institution, which states that Maseno is the University of Excellence in discovery and dissemination, and in the mission that aspires for knowledge for good of humanity at large. Mr. Chancellor, sir, and Madam Professor Suda, I beg to go back and directly address the younger graduates and the rest of the student body assembled here today. Happy graduates, you have heard me mention my humble beginning here at this educative geographical region. I'm grateful to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Julius Nyebundi. When I first showed up here as Council Chair on 3rd of August this year, I requested him to take me to the old dormitories, and he kindly took me there. I stood in front of the dormitory I lived in for the 3 months, April through June in 1961, saluted it, and some very nostalgic memories surged through me. In those 3 months, April through June 61, I'm addressing the graduates and the student body. We were virtual laborers. There were 14 of us placed at the center, the Livestock Improvement Center, to have agricultural and livestock exposure as a condition for admission to the then Egerton Agricultural College for diploma courses. In my case, I studied diploma in animal husbandry. That was the first step in the ladder of my academic and professional progression. I look back at my pathway with a lot of humility and gratitude to Almighty God, to my parents for their support and encouragement, and to the various lecturers and professors who molded my academic journey at Egerton and beyond. At the end of the 3 months attachment, I packed my few belongings in a ramshackle Juakali Mabati box, said goodbye to my supervisor and a very firm stockman and farm foreman at the Livestock Improvement Center. I said goodbye to my attachment group. I said goodbye to my acquired here at Siriba, acquired and sadly now lost. I've lost him. A brother called Michael Adoch. I'm still looking for him. I took a train ride at Lela railway station to Kisumu and onwards to Mombasa. There were no buses or matatus, graduates, those days on the Maseno-Kisumu road. As I stood there at Lela railway station, little did I know that in 2017, 56 years later, Professor Suda, fate will bring me back to this beautiful environment with beautiful people as a council member and amongst friends and colleagues. For that, Madam, I wish to express my deep appreciation and gratitude to the Cabinet Secretary of Education, Dr. Fred Matiang, and to you, Professor Suda, for appointing me Chairman of Council, Maseno University. I can tell everybody here, but I'm addressing myself to you, Prof, that as I looked around the council members, any one of them is capable of becoming a chairman. I want to re-emphasize that I still look back at that strenuous attachment. I'm telling the graduates this with a lot of humility and pride. The pride of my determination to win entrance as the first local student to the prestigious Egerton Agricultural College 56 years ago, and the virtuous humility in learning to put up with strenuous manual work and living conditions. That's a lesson that I really appreciated. I'm telling the graduates, you are now going out to the working world. Some hopefully back here, as the Vice Chancellor alluded, at Maseno to pursue secondary and tertiary degrees. I want to tell you through experience that you will face challenges in life, but you must sail through and succeed. I want to advise you to always remember those who have made significant contributions and sacrifices so that you may come this far. Remember to touch those who have helped you. Remember them in a way that will remind them that their contributions and support to you are not in vain. There is a moral and a spiritual obligation in taking that option. For those of us who believe in our Creator, we have the scriptures to learn from. How to be humble and how to be righteous, how to be patient. Constantly ask yourselves, graduates, as you go on with your lives, what will be the legacy you will like to impact to the people you work with, to our nation, our country, and to your own immediate families. Most importantly, you should ask yourselves, how would you like to be remembered? The university wishes to put a caveat to the knowledge you have acquired so far as we graduate you today. We advise you that learning is a continuous, lifelong process. The fallacy of know-it-all is the possession of the myopia, the arrogant, and the professional misfit. Go out there with the confidence we have built in you, the daydreams that you must have, but with the humility to serve and to learn from the practical world. I am reminded of Professor Khalil Gibran, who said, and I quote, "I prefer to be a dreamer among the humblest, with visions to be realized, than a lord among those without dreams and desires. The common wisdom says that there are two types of dreamers. There are those that dream at night, and then they wake up in the morning. At best, they can just remember the dream. And there are those that dream during the daytime. The university urges you to dream during the daytime. May I conclude by reiterating the Council's deepest appreciation of the work being undertaken by the entire staff of the university, and again congratulating you, the 2017 graduates, on your well-deserved achievements. Thank you very much indeed. Is it you or me? Yes. I now have the privilege and the honor of requesting Madame Professor Suda to come and address the congregation. Madame.
Chancellor of Maseno University, Dr. Michael Joseph, the Chairman of Maseno University Council, Professor Abdallah Naji Said, members of Maseno University Council, the Vice Chancellor of Maseno University, Professor Julius Nyabundi, other Vice Chancellors present, the Principal of Tom Mboya University College, Professor Charles Ochola, other principals of university constituents colleges, the Deputy Vice Chancellors of Maseno University, members of Maseno University Senate, staff of Maseno University, the Senator of Kisumu County, Honorable Fred Otter, other representatives of Kisumu County government, graduates and their parents, guardians, family members, friends, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Education and on my own behalf, I extend hearty congratulations to the graduates who are seated before us today. I'm very pleased to join you today during this auspicious occasion, marking a significant milestone in your academic development. I'm confident that you have acquired the necessary knowledge and skills to enable you make meaningful contributions as productive citizens in the world of work and also to further your professional advancement. I want to congratulate you. The achievements we are celebrating here today could not have been possible without dedicated efforts of Maseno University lecturers and other staff. To them, I say asanteni sana. Your parents, guardians, and sponsors also deserve particular praise for enabling you to get an education at university level. Without them, your progress would have been a lot more difficult and in quite a few cases, outrightly impossible. They therefore offered the much needed support in your education that we all must acknowledge. The Ministry of Education is definitely happy and gratified in being part of this celebration, which is the 17th graduation ceremony of Maseno University. As you are all aware, the Kenyan Constitution provides the right to education to all citizens. And to this end, the government is implementing free-day secondary education beginning January next year. In addition, the government has rapidly increased the number of public universities from the initial 7 in the year 2008 to the current 31, while the number of university constituent colleges currently stands at 8. The sole purpose of this expansion, Mr. Chancellor, is to build a pool of skilled and qualified personnel to contribute to the growth and development of our economy. As a ministry, we have put emphasis on the word qualified. For this reason, we are convinced that qualification requires the setting of standards that ensure quality. That is why the ministry has initiated several reforms at all levels of our educational system to ensure quality. This is the primary mandate of one of our agencies known as the Commission for University Education. The ministry recognized that there were iniquities in the way that we were allocating resources to our public universities. This recognition led to the establishment of a body called the University Fund Board. That body is tasked with the responsibility of not only mobilizing resources, but also working out how they can be distributed on the basis of the student population and the number and type of academic programs offered. This way, we hope that we are going to deal with the issue and the continuing challenge of inequities in the manner in which we have been distributing government resources to these institutions. And this new approach, which we call the differentiated unit cost, is going to help and going to contribute significantly to leveling the field and to achieve a level of fairness and equity between universities and within universities, that is between the academic programs. One of the biggest achievements of this government was to provide a framework for sustainable national development. Now, the expansion of our institutions of higher education, namely our universities, our university constituent colleges, and even the TVET institutions, the whole idea was to produce a critical mass of men and women who have the relevant skills and competencies to contribute effectively to national development, not only to the achievement of Vision 2030, but also, and more fundamentally, their delivery of the Big Four. And I hope that all of us seated here today understand what the Big Four is. These are the main sectors. There are four main sectors of our economy where the government is going to focus attention so that we can deliver on our industrialization and sustainable development. And the Big Four are the following: affordable housing, universal health care, manufacturing, and food security. These Big Four will provide the framework for sustainable growth, for sustainable industrialization, so that this country can grow and prosper. We in education, we are the enablers. We provide a service. We provide quality training and education. We do capacity building. We train men and women. That is our core business. Our core business is education and training. And therefore, we are enablers. And we are going to support the Big Four by training highly qualified human resource to support the delivery in manufacturing, to support food security. I was listening to the Vice Chancellor when he was making his address, and he talked about some distinguished researchers who have made significant achievements, made a lot of contribution in innovative research, in food production, and drought-resistant crops. Those are the kinds of people that this government is looking for to help deliver on food security. And then, of course, we need different categories and different cadres of professionals to support the other sectors. As we need the architects, they will be designing these houses. We need engineers, and of course the TVET institutions will give us the mid-level technicians, plumbers, electricians, masons. They will come from the TVET institution, and medical technologists to help us understand how these four sectors work. And so we are enabling this. That is our contribution. And we take this very seriously, and we are going to ensure a very, very strong synergy to be able to make our contribution as education sector. It is very important that we understand what is going to happen in the next 5 years and where the focus is, our developmental focus, and how we are each going to contribute in synergy, working together on the basis of comparative advantage so that we can all contribute to the achievement of the desired sustainable development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the world over, universities benefit a great deal from endowments, grants, and donations from well-wishers, as well as anthropologists, philanthropists, I beg your pardon, and partners. It should be noted that the best endowed universities, by and large, are also known for quality teaching, research, and services. It is therefore the ministry's shared belief that enhanced quality in terms of output will attract partners that can show up the financial status of our universities. Maseno University is situated in a geographical location that has been known for quality, especially in relation to schools, teachers training, agricultural training, and training of government administrators. I think by now, most of you know the history of this institution and how it relates to the former Siriba Teachers College. Therefore, the Fountain of Excellence inscription in your logo has a history, and as a university, you must be faithful to it in your operations. That excellence must be exuded by your graduates as they join other Kenyans in moving this nation forward. I note, for example, that Maseno is the only university that offers all academic programs with the component of information technology. All graduates, whether in the humanities or sciences, are equipped with expertise to go into their fields, ready to apply IT in the workplace. This is a commendable innovation during this time and age of information technology. It is gratifying to note that the Information Communication Technology Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Joe Musheru, visited this university during the course of last year. And this is clearly an indication of your efforts in terms of IT and entrenchment in getting recognition by the government and indeed by one of the cabinet secretaries in charge of ICT. As a ministry, we are aware of your long-standing appeals for support to expand in terms of lecture halls, office space, and student hostels. I note with appreciation that you have the administration block coming up. You have the library, which is still under construction, but nearing completion. A very impressive tuition block project, whose foundation stone I just laid a couple of hours ago, and the completed microbiology laboratories that we have just opened. All these represent major achievements in infrastructural development. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the council and the management of this university for these remarkable and phenomenal achievements. I congratulate you. Going forward, the ministry will continue to support the university in this critical development of necessary infrastructure for the provision of quality education and services to students and staff. I wish to thank KURA, that is the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, for the beautiful piece of work they have done to upgrade the stretch of road from Busia Road to the Siriba campus, the former Siriba campus gate, which is yet another milestone. Last year when we were here for the same ceremony, it was not impossible, but needed a lot of attention. And I'm happy that it has received that attention, and I want to congratulate my colleagues in government. I will make personal effort to convey this congratulatory or this appreciation to the cabinet secretary and the principal secretary in charge of infrastructure. And while there, congratulating him, I will ask for more. Because I'm also told that a section of the same road stretches through the university grounds, and it also requires some attention. It requires upgrading. So when I'm commending my colleague in infrastructure for a job well done, I will say, but there is something else that I would like you to help me with. And then Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a university whose goal is to maintain a world-class status and the image depends largely on its faculty. It is the pool of scholars and researchers engaged in socio-impacting research projects that can attract sizable funds. Consultancy services and research-led solutions to the myriad of societal challenges are the surest ways of boosting the financial capacity of an institution of higher learning. To this end, I urge the academic staff in Maseno and all other universities to hone their research skills and thereby contribute meaningfully in expanding the resource base of their institutions. I'm informed of Maseno's flagship projects that will go a long way in addressing some of the problems that communities have been facing for a very long time. In particular, I commend the university for the flood risk reduction project in Budalangi, the Striga-resistant maize breed developed by Maseno researchers, and the Western Kenya Cancer Center project. All this, as the Vice Chancellor mentioned in his remarks, are examples of corporate social responsibility, giving back to the community. Because after all, why are we trained? We are trained to acquire skills, to acquire knowledge, and use those to address societal challenges and improve our lives. That is the reason we do this. I commend the ministry that has been working very closely with us, and I also commend the council and the management for this very important contribution by improving the quality of life, by addressing the problem of food security or insecurity, and tackling problems like cancer. The ministry encourages university academic staff to optimize efforts in designing and operationalizing such efforts. It is the surest way of gaining a pride of place for the individual and collaborating researchers and for the university as a whole. The university management must always feel free to approach the ministry in areas that you need the government support for maximum impact. And as I stand here, I want to speak on behalf of the Ministry of Education and on my own behalf as the PS in charge of university education, that support can be taken for granted. It will be given when it is sought. It is our responsibility to support our institutions of higher learning, and if we do so, it is a win-win situation, and the country gains. It is the country that gains. When our young men and women get quality university education, it is this country that gains. The university management must always prioritize their projects and utilize the resources allocated to them prudently. And there is no doubt in my mind, from what I've seen around compared to what I saw when I was here last year, that has been done. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, let me once again congratulate the graduating class of 2017 on their sterling achievement. I would want to encourage them to go out in the workplace, knowing that there is a lot to be done to take this country forward. As Maseno University alumni, you are an important part of the university's support base. Everybody who spoke before me told you that you are the best ambassadors this university has. And that is true. I couldn't agree more. These universities have contributed immensely in your development and training as professionals. We urge you to adopt a positive attitude towards your alma mater so that you can give back to the university in your own time, each of you according to your ability. To the University Council, management, senate, and all staff, take our appreciation for the work you have done and continue to do in preparing the generations of Kenyans to take their places in nation building. It must be said that Maseno University graduates are well-trained, and the proof is in the fact that those who have taken jobs outside the country and those who have taken up postgraduate work abroad have given very good accounts of themselves. This good work must be sustained and made even better for generations to come. The government, as I said earlier, shall never waver in its role to provide dependable policy framework, necessary guidelines, and resource allocation to drive the quality agenda for quality university education for all Kenyans. I thank all of you for making time to be here. I want to wish all of you Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. May the Almighty God bless all of you until we meet again next year, same time, same place. God bless.
It's now my privilege to request you, the Chancellor, sir, to come and address the congregation. I was almost going to say to come, address the congregation, and find those 1,000 computers for us.
The Permanent Secretary in the Department of Education, Professor Suda, the Chairman of the Maseno University Council, Professor Abdullah Said, the Vice Chancellor, Maseno University, Professor Nayabundi, members of the Maseno University Council, the Senator for Kisumu County, Senator Otu, and all protocols observed, except I'd like to say particularly welcome to the graduates and the parents of the graduates here today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to associate myself to the accolades and congratulatory voices directed to the graduates of 2017. For Maseno University, as with universities worldwide, a graduation ceremony such as this is a rite of passage signaling growth and epical success. For the 2017 graduates, this marks the day of celebration, of reward for efforts that went into 4 years or so of hard work and study. To the parents, graduates, sponsors, and all those who offered support to the graduates, we say thank you. All those among families and friends who urged them on through moral and support, we express appreciation and hope that the ceremony this morning goes a long way in giving you the feeling of satisfaction that comes with the realization that your contribution was not in vain. The university faculty who nurtured these graduates through their studies and patiently guided them to success deserve particular recognition. I urge you to keep sharpening your knowledge and skills so that the Maseno graduate is one who will make the most impact nationally and internationally. My appreciation is also to the Council, the management, and the entire staff of Maseno University for their tireless focus in bringing us to this academic finale of 2017. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in order for Maseno University to continue to play its role among the best, the resource base required is huge. Like I said at the previous Maseno graduation last year, Maseno University requires and will continue to require favorable allocation of resources from the government in order to be and maintain its place as the world-class institution of national learning. I'm sure the PS doesn't want me to repeat that again. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Maseno University commits itself to develop cutting-edge capacity in both disciplinary and transdisciplinary research, knowledge accumulation and dissemination. Towards this, I take this opportunity to urge our partners, other universities, research institutions, and sponsors to redouble their efforts towards impact and research, solution-based research. With every passing day, it is becoming more and more clear that isolation and negative exclusivity does not pay in the search for new frontiers in knowledge and skills. For this reason, Maseno University's research must purpose for a national and international spread in its research infrastructure. Now more than ever, the collaboration in research is not just for institution to institution or university to university linkage, but research collaboration must cross the ivory tower boundaries and be affected by society. The principles of solution-based research, impact research, policy guiding research, all points towards aspirations in research which are geared towards addressing social problems and societal potentials as a way of giving back to society. Researchers rightly feel indebted to society and work towards making research attain a noble status of society-led research. It is therefore gratifying, ladies and gentlemen, that Maseno University is owning research projects to gain the ever-craved for noble status of making humanity come first in research objectives. Towards this, the university's research in agriculture, in arts, social science, and medicine readily come to mind. The thread of community commonality runs through modern research plans due to the goal of improvement of life, so that agricultural research objectives must be configured to address health, environmental, and economic aspirations of the nation in particular, and global best practice in general. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me once again to address the graduates. As you graduate, or as they say in the disciplined forces, as you pass out today, be clear in your mind that society has its expectations and hopes in you. You have acquired knowledge, skills, and the perceptive peculiarities borne out by your various schools and academic programs. Remember that in regard to what I have alluded to above, you are going out to face a very colored world of challenges. There is international concern about environmental degradation, uncharted climate change, depreciation of natural resources, and rapid population explosion. All these present societal threats that must jolt humanity into answer-seeking solace. Whether you are graduates of the social sciences or the natural sciences, the answers sought are scientific, knowledge-based, and skill-demanding. This morning is the culmination of your pursuit of scientific methodologies, knowledge types, and skill orientations that you have acquired here. As your Chancellor, I urge you to go out in the world and show your best foot forward in regard to your understanding, your knowledge, and skills thereof. My reason for doing this is to challenge you to impact on your society at a national and global level. It is our hope that your certificate, diplomas, degrees shall turn out to be a path-beating tool. I'm asking our esteemed graduates to apply the degrees confirmed and the diplomas and certificates awarded at this 17th congregation to turn challenges into opportunities for our societies, nationally and internationally. May I conclude by once again urging the parents to be even more generous in the years to come so that the university plans are carried out and the goals met. I urge faculty to be even more astute in their training so that human capital generated at this institution is always a source of pride for the university and for this nation. The continuing students of Maseno University should take encouragement from this congregation today so that at such time next year we may again confer and award your degrees, diplomas, and certificates. The communication channels that are in place between student leadership and the university management is laudable, for it is conducive for the tranquil environment that is required for the pursuit of knowledge throughout teaching, research, and learning. Parents, guardians, sponsors, families, and friends kindly continue to offer the support required by students at all levels, undergrad to postdoctoral, so they may finish the race. May I also urge the staff to maintain positive industrial relations with the Maseno fabric so we can continually count amicable approach to issues. This will provide the universities the right environment to gain an edge in the mission and vision towards excellence. May I once again give my personal view about what you have achieved so far in your time here and as you graduate from this university. Your parents, your sponsors, and your families have provided you with a great deal of support, both financially and moral, to get you to where you are today. Make sure you take this education that you have. It's not the end of your education. Make sure you take the basis of the education you have now and take it to the benefit of your country and your nation. May I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very prosperous and happy New Year. Thank you.